Hi there. Welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream of Egypt Old Kingdom. Not the new kingdom, not the recent kingdom, not the current kingdom, not Hosni Mubarak. That's an old kingdom. Claris Victoria does these kinds of, they're almost clickerish in that you just click a lot and stuff happens and random events pop up. I might be misstating what a clicker is. Maybe I don't play enough to really understand what they are. But sometimes I play these Claris Victoria games and think, oh, these are like clickers. But I can't help it. I really enjoy their historical specificity. Now, I was going to load this game. You play 300 turns and then you get a score. But look at this. Version incompatible. They have since released a patch that pops up, and I guess this must have been the last couple of days, I think yesterday actually, that pops up this warning if you load a saved game. So I don't know how crazy things are going to be, if it's broken. Richard Holt, you've won Request Wednesday before it's even Request Wednesday. I should point out my name is Tom Chick, in case you haven't figured that out by now, and this is the Quarter to Three live stream, which is here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific. On Wednesdays, I live stream what you want me to live stream. So if you've got any votes, type those into the chat channel, and we'll go do a drawing at 7 p.m. Pacific in about an hour to figure out what we're live streaming on Wednesday. So far, so good. Nothing has exploded. You can see here's my lovely, I think the idea is your Memphis. It's not Cairo, not Alexandria. And you can see here's the overworld map. I've explored a lot of stuff. This might be a spoiler. So I am, let's see, 200 turns. Where's my turn count? Yeah, here we go. 200 turns into a game that you play for each turn lasts 4 years. So generations change every 5. Oh. That's why that happens. All right. Constantly learn new things. You have to pay attention to the tooltips here. These things as well. You know, these little icons are here for a reason. But rather than jump into this advanced part, because I think it's screwed up, let me show you what happens, the reason you want to play this game, and the reason this game is completely screwy. Look, you get a score. I failed the cultural. These are trials that pop up, and I think they're consistent throughout the game. Like I think every game you play, there's a lot of randomness in this. This isn't like a scripted thing every time, but every game you play, I think you're going to have these trials, and they're partly resource sinks, partly setbacks. I was in the middle of the Civil War. I actually think it went okay for me. I don't know why I didn't get credit for it. I guess it was still ongoing. And at the end of the game, out of a possible 33 points, how many did you score? And that's your high score. That's how well you did. This is a score chase, right? My ranking is a hardworking farmer, and here's a picture of me after ruling Egypt for 200 turns. I'm not going to click on this. I don't know what. We'll get to that later. All right, so I close this. Oh, wait, no. Exit. Go back to the main menu. Let's start a new game where things aren't screwy, where you guys aren't just inundated with new icons. Let's also, while we're here, let's check my high score list so that we want to see how well we need to do to defeat our previous high score. Let's go to our high score list. Where's that? Is that this? No, that's like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. No, it's not under contact support. We don't want to open their website. It's not under credit. Could it be under options? No, there's no high score there. Maybe when you start a game, it shows you your high score. No, no high score there. Is there a button somewhere around the edges? No. My score, is it under quizzes? No. My score vanishes into the ether after I earn it. This game goes to the trouble of scoring your performance and then never remembering, never bothering again with the relevance of that score. When I finish another game, if I come in at 10 points, it's not going to say, hey, you beat your last score, because it has no idea what my last score was. So we're now going to go rage uninstall Egypt Old Kingdom. Now I'll go ahead and start a new game. I'll show you one of the things I do like. So I think it recommends this. These are all baby mode. and it's not super clear when you say choose a prologue. This is your game setup. Oh, here's my character name. Ancient. These are my ancient Egyptian ancestors. I'm from the Tomentep family. And it may not be clear. You're like, I don't know, which one of these do I want? Do I want that one? Do I want this one? Well, each column is a setting. So for instance, this right here, lots of starting resources, some starting resources, few starting resources. Reason for our arrival. The idea is we're migrating from somewhere. Did we bring with us few resources or lots of resources or few? And look here, final score +2. Now, if you keep in mind that your maximum score is 33, that's nothing to sneeze at. Because furthermore, it's encouraging you to try the harder difficulty levels. Generosity of the gods. Fertile land teeming with life, recommended for beginners. Here's the historical variant. Balanced number of useful and harmful finds. Roughly equal number of positive and negative events. If we want to go for hell on earth, look at that, +3 to your final score. These two are going to help you quite a bit towards your maximum 33 points, right? What about this? We're actually going to just do that. We're going to do the historical variants. Freedom of will. This has to do with whether or not you can save scum. So pretty much here, and save scumming can only help you so much. We're going to go with, where's the historical? Yeah, historical variant. So Iron Man, basically. Loading the game deletes. Yeah, so you can't manually save. You can just exit out. Patron God of Memphis. Now, this does not have a historical variant because this is up to you. Are you feeling like a little Ptah, some Horus? Or are you in more of a Seth mood? What this is giving you, and it doesn't quite tell you that, I think I had Ptah's recommended for beginners. This is giving you two special powers, two uses for a resource called favor, which we're going to look at. Basically, your divine favor. Depending on which guide you choose, you got a couple of ways you can spend it. I did this one before. I don't know, order. Let's try Seth. All right, we're going to now start our game. There's plenty of randomization here. There's a procedural generation. It's always going to look like the Nile. You're right up there at the Delta. You hit the Mediterranean, but all the resources and the tribes, I believe, are randomized. All right, here's our new settlement. We start with, once we get our tribe to size 5, we get 10 wheats. And goal of the game is just telling you, hey, play 300 turns, dude, and see what your score is. And then we're going to forget it. We're going to ignore it completely. Ugh. You guys, so if you support, yeah. So let's see, yeah. If you want to, if you support me on Patreon for $10 or more, I'll do a review request drawing. It's basically once a month, give or take. You still have time. You have, what is this? 28th, 30 days, half September, April, June. Yeah, so 31. So 3 days if you want to get in a request or change your request. All right, let's see. So we have one dude here working for us. And the way this game works, that right there is pretty much the extent of the gameplay. Drag a dude where you want him to work. If I go here, I'm earning 1 grain and 2/10 of a hammer. And I love this. This completely breaks down very explicitly what you're earning, why, how much. We're running a luxuries deficit. These are kind of new. This little hill, and this is a bonus. It took me the longest time to figure this out, and I'm not sure the tutorial really helps you. If you click this icon here, here are the options for stuff you can build in that tile. Not entirely clear. It took me forever to figure out. And this is just a bonus resource. Oh, and you can, by the way, click it and you can harvest it. I don't know if it makes it go away. If I was a game designer, I might make it go away. Richard Holt, yeah, so I can see Richard Holt wants to know how it compares to their previous games. Their games pretty much iterate, right? Like they, oh, and I just hired a new guy. We're now 2 out of 5 towards our maximum. It's just got some new resources, some new options. Here are my Seth options for favor. Whenever I get, how much do these cost? I guess I can do them at any time, right? These don't cost favor, I lied. These cost favor, where you summon the gods. These you do at any time, and there's the cost. So since I'm playing Seth, I can spend food. Oh, it does cost me 1 favor. Okay. I can spend food for luxuries, And I can spend luxuries to make enemies lose military power. Oh, that's pretty handy. I like that one. Richard Holt, aren't the tooltips telling Tom the answers to his questions? Which questions, Richard Holt? I thought I also told it no tutorials. Yeah, I don't know why these are popping up. Get that out of there. I know what that stuff is. So right now we started on this little kind of a mesa. I don't know if you call that a... Let's call it a hill. It is a hill. And we've got these places we haven't seen that we can explore, and we can drag a worker there. Now, I happen to know the river's in this direction, so... And I love this, too. I tweeted about this over the weekend. I love these animated icons. There's a dude exploring. He's brought his dog with him. Dogs are fun to take on exploring trips. This guy here is, I guess, just foraging for birds with his bow. There's a different word for that. I believe the word for that is hunting. And this is a turn-based game. So you just flip a turn. Our guy explored. Oh, I'm that close to the river. Well, that's new. At the river, we'll get a little bit more food. So I'm going to drag my food earner to the river. We're getting 1.4 food. When we get to, what is it? 10.5 food. It takes luxuries as well. So we want to keep these from being depleted too quickly. So actually, what I'm going to do, yeah, we can hold out long enough. All right. So eventually, soon enough, we're going to want to make a workshop to give ourselves a positive luxury income. Because if we run out of luxuries, we can't make new workers. It's a bit of an early economic death spiral. But we need to keep exploring. So let's peer over here. This looks like a little floodplain area. And that's all we have to do. Tutorial. Look, tell me about camera controls. Get that out of here. I don't want that. Tutorials. Blah. For the most part, messages pop up here to tell you something new. Alright, here we go. Next turn. We're 3 turns into this game after only 10 minutes of streaming. We are humming along super quick. Now, check this out. This is also, I think this is new from the last Egypt game. Look at that. It's infinite fish. And there's different kinds of fish. Look, hippopotamuses. Many hippos live in this area, but we have good relations with these hippos. They're not aggro on us. If we want, we can send our worker to attack them, just try to wipe out the hippos, or we can worship the hippos. I think once we get our relationship to 100%, we can then domesticate the hippos. That's right, domesticated hippos. And when that happens, I guess it gives you, it looks like growth. Yeah, okay, so when that happens, it gives you a favor income. We're going to leave the hippos be for right now. This is a floodplain. Let's, oh, it'll remove this. So this doesn't give us anything unless we harvest it, I guess. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll find out. Production of, yeah. We'll find out. In 3 turns, we're going to get 8, and we'll find out if the berries go away. I'm guessing it's a one-time thing. You harvest the berries, then you plant a wheat farm. Do we want to explore while those berries are being harvested? No, we can't afford that. All right, here we go. Remember, this is very early. This is sort of like the phase of civilization when you just got the one settler. We're going to finish harvesting our berries. And it gave us a ton of food. Hey, what? Oh, 10.5 food. Right, all right. We're not quite there. Next turn, we'll be able to see. What if we send this guy to explore? And this game lets you shuffle things around. Until you hit next turn, for the most part, nothing gets locked in. No, that will not get us. All right, so we're going to do this to make sure we get a third guy. Those berries did go away, by the way, so that's just a one-time thing, which I didn't learn from my last playthrough. Richard Fogey voting for Golem Gates, or Golem Gates. Just like an action RPG CCG, isn't it? Or is it an arena combat game? God, I hope it's not an arena combat game. Arena combat games is what they say when they can't be bothered to give it an AI. Gifts of Happy. Happy, the great god of the Nile, has smiled on us. He brings us bountiful gifts. So for 80 years, rivers are going to be great for us. And look at this. Look at this artwork. I love this. Look at these hippos. This hippo is eating a crocodile. Look at that. He's just carrying it off in his jaws. Ducks. Hello, ducks. Yeah, ducks on the Nile. Look at all these storks or ibises or whatever they are. Parrots. Look at these fish. It's the king and queen fish. Pac-Men. They're Pac-Men. No, those are lily pads. Now we can make a third worker, and we can send him to explore. And I kind of know from playing that these raised areas are where our cities go, and then beneath it is all the floodplain area where you plant, you harvest grain and flax. Look at this. This lights up to say, hey, you can do something. All right, here's the research tree in this game. Super long. Look at this. Goes all the way. Let's look at the end text, by the way. Eventually, feudalization, genesis of private property, re-evaluation. Re-evaluation of life. Look at the guy shrugging. He's wearing a leopard pelt around his groin, and he doesn't know what's up, so he's just shrugging. Let's reevaluate life. I love the artwork in this. And you'll note, by the way, these cost us a ton of. Where's the cost? Where's the hotkey? Yeah. 80 onks, and onks I think are culture. So right now we've got 31.7 culture, which means we can buy one of these. No, we've got these. We start with tribe, permanent settlements, and agriculture, of course. Now we can take domestication of cats, cosmetics, or craft. Do we want to do scrapbooking? Do we want to wear makeup? Or do we want pets? Richard Holt wants to know if you can send a spacecraft to Alpha Centauri. Richard Holt, don't be ridiculous. You can, however, discover the Americas. True story. It's your revisionist history. If you do so well, you can discover America. So this will give us a luxuries income, and will keep us from burning luxuries. We need luxuries for settlers. Let's see, cosmetics will give us culture, and cats give us growth. I like, you can read, oh no, until I discovered I can't read the text about it. Oh, detail, yes I can, look. Detail, oh, it's grayed out. Oh yeah, okay, you discovered it, look. Details, craft. Groups of craftsmen satisfying the needs of agriculture and everyday life emerged as a part of the rural community. Local nobility then were able to procure quality goods, while large volumes of standardized products were made available for commoners. There's a picture, we're making crafts. So you'll now see we've frozen our luxury expense. So we're not going to lose luxuries anymore. That'll give us time to build some workshops. This guy's going to explore over here, and we're done. Every time we can do one of these, it lights up. It gives us a number there, saying, hey, you got something here if you want. Now, we have 11 favor. If we want, each of these gods, and this is a little hard to... I've misclicked this several times. Look here. Pretend... look. This is Happy... is it Seth and Ptah? No, Horus. Horus, Seth, and Happy. So, Happy gives you food growth. Seth gives you a little shield, so that the next two negative events that pop up will be intercepted. So let's say I want to click on Seth. Depending on where my cursor is, look, my cursor's over Seth, but because Happy's arm is reaching over Seth, I'm touching Happy's artwork. So if I click here thinking, yeah, I want Seth, no, I'm going to accidentally worship Happy. Same over here. If I click on Horus's groin, but accidentally hit Seth's hand, which is reaching for Horus's groin, nope, I've accidentally worshipped Seth. So what this is teaching you is that religion is finicky. Or just go for the head. Although, let's see, if I get this staff, yeah, look at that! That's staff. If I click this, that's staff. If I click on Horus's head, but accidentally hit the part where Seth's staff is, oops, I worshipped Seth. I am going to worship Seth because I don't want those negative events. Negative events are a pain in the butt. And I can now drag this guy. Oh, look how productive this is for food. So, leave those hippos alone. Get over there. Let's keep exploring. Go ahead and explore up here. And we've got nothing for it. We have no additional workers. We can't use any of our Seth powers. Nothing here, so we just hit end turn. Alright, here we have antelopes. Also a good food income. This, by the way, is really nice. It's these blessings of Happy are giving us... Does it say with an icon? Oh, yeah, there we go. Gifts of Happy. 17 more turns. Alright, let's see. So, I just want to see what the antelopes are real quick. Antelopes. A herd of antelopes living in the area. Oh, relations, right. If we get to be friendly with the antelopes, we get favor if we worship them. Otherwise, we can hunt them to extinction and get free food. We're going to leave the antelopes be, and we're just going to stick around in this place. Oh, there's antelopes here as well. Ooh, but they're aggressive. What will aggressive antelopes do? It looks like nothing. If you deal with aggressive hippos, they'll kill your workers, which is a real jerk move. Fertile land. All right. Got some great places. And then this guy, I guess keep the exploration up. We are going to need 11 food for our next worker. Hazy Silhouette says he hates it when he accidentally worships Seth. Chappers, hello on Twitch. Chappers, I just started watching 2 British TV series, and I thought of you. Chappers, have you seen... Chapper says it still shows Pixel Junk on Twitch. Oh, right, so it does. I changed the title, but not the actual game I was streaming. Tricky. That might... I might be stuck in this. Alright, does it fix midstream? It looks like it didn't. Alright, let me stop and restart. Wait, will that fix it? You know what? I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, you guys, well, maybe you guys are worried. Yeah, like maybe if you think that I'm restreaming Pixel Junk Monsters, there's not a chance in hell you would click on it. I mean, I didn't even stream Pixel Junk Monsters when I was streaming Pixel Junk Monsters. Not for half of it, at least. Alright, our worker has explored. Look at this. Alright, so one of our shields got used. We weren't told what the event was, but Seth tried to hit us with a negative event, and then Seth protected us because we worship him. Look, he's carrying his Ankh around like that's a handle. Seems like a disrespectful way to handle an Ankh. Like holding a cross upside down or something. So, check this out. Where is it? Here? Yeah, we have 1 shield against Seth. It reminds us about this. And if we go into this worship box, it's even telling us, oh, unavailable for worship because we don't have enough favor. But if we did have enough favor, it would say, hey, you're already worshiping that dude. Alright, the 2 British TV shows I started watching. One I started watching because it's written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, a young lady who did a series called Fleabag, which is superlative. And it's called Killing Eve. And she's not in it, as far as I know, yet. But she wrote it, and it definitely sounds like something she wrote. I only watched the first episode. I'm not sure what they're doing with it. I love the casting, and it's British. But it's got an American lead for some reason. Don't know what's up with that. The other show I started watching and had no idea that Jessica Bardem was in it. I love her. She was this adorable young woman. She was a little girl when she was in Hannah. She had a small part in a movie called The Lobster. She's in this really bleak horror movie with Tony Curran, and I can't remember the name of that. But Jessica Bardem is in a series called The End of the Fucking World, which I've only watched the first episode of these, and I'm quite taken with both of them, so I think I'm on board in the long term. So there you go. Thanks, Brits, for TV. Richard Holt watched Collateral with Carey Mulligan. What's Collateral? Never even heard of that. All right, we have another worker. Do we want to put him to work? No, we want to keep exploring. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you the cabbages. They're not cabbages, they're thickets. Nothing can be built here. So you'll note... oh, and they're savages. I don't know that I've seen those fellas before. I can invite them. Oh. Oh, right. Every turn there's a 50% chance they'll join us and give us a new tribes member. And we're humming along at food. We're in no hurry to get them. We'll get them later. Also, so the thickets nothing can be built there until I research, thicket clearing. What does that? There, public works. Once I research that, I can clear thickets and swamps. I can drain swamps. Richard Holt says Collateral is a police procedural. I don't know that I can take another police procedural. Is its main selling point, Richard Holt, that it has Carey Mulligan? Chappers, who claims to be British but says he hasn't seen the end of the... Actually, they call it the end of the effing world. They shouldn't say the full title. They asterisk out the rest of the word fucking. So it's the end of the effing world. He claims he hasn't seen that or Killing Eve. So, Chappers, you're a terrible Brit. Come down, Marketson says. Wow, I never would have remembered that. City patrons. Oh, here you go. This is just a little historical note. Every now and then it throws these out. Division of tribes speaking Proto-Indo-European languages is taking place on the Pontic-Caspian steppe. It's sort of like, this is like news around the world. Over time, these tribes will spread across the world and create new civilizations speaking English, Hindi, Russian, Farsi, German, Greek, and many other languages, apparently not inventing yet the Oxford comma. Take issue with that. Richard Holt says he really likes what Carey Mulligan is doing in Collateral. Oh, it's only 4 episodes, so basically it's a long movie split up into parts. Into the Effing World and Killing Eve are only 8 episodes. I think Killing Eve was renewed, or was picked up for a second season. All right, let's see. Let's send an explorer over here. One of the rules in this game, ABE, always be exploring. Not always, but a lot of the time. So we are, our army is depleting. We want to deal with that soon, but right now we've got a positive flow, or we're not. We've staunched the flow of all of our resources that we were losing. All right, look, a new worker. Now, of course, new workers eat food. Check this out. Each worker is eating 1 food. You can see there, for consumption. All right, so we're still exploring there. Let's go ahead and try to woo... No, let's not... Yeah, let's try to woo the savages. So it's going to stop production of this third of a tool and this 1 grain, and then every turn there's a 50% chance. Oh, and look, here's us wooing the savages. You want this gift? You want this gift? You want this gift? So we'll see if the savages bite. Lord Kosk watched The Commuter today. Why would you watch that, Lord Kosk? Commuter was terrible. Patrick Mullen. Oh yeah, Red Writing is another thing. It's like a movie. It's a long movie, but split up. Chappers hasn't listened to the podcast yet because he says Phoebe, what's her name? Waller-Bridge, you're a terrible Brit, is one of the droids. There are other droids that talk? Yeah, I guess so. She's the main droid in Solo. And one of the few bright points of Solo. I wouldn't even say one of the few non-dim points in Solo. Wouldn't go so far as to call it bright. All right, we've got we reached our goal. 5 tribes members. We get 10 free foods. Yum. Haha, Chappers is watching The Expanse. I would watch a cut of The Expanse that was only the Shari Aghdashloo and Jared Harris scenes. Cut all the rest of that junk out and I'm on board. Just make a super cut with Jared Harris and Shari Aghdashloo and I'm in. That got canceled, right? And then, was it Netflix that picked it up? Sci-Fi Channel was like, nah, not good enough for us. And Netflix was like, in the back of the room, oh, we'll take it. All right, what's going on here? Our new quest, assimilate. Right, so we have 330 clans running around we want to assimilate into our unified culture. Every turn, we're going to assimilate 1 of them. And you'll see, here's a count. We've got to assimilate all of these. So you might think, oh, this is going to take 330 turns. What's the deal? And isn't this game only 300 turns? Well, yeah, but there are going to be little events that can speed this up. So it's our current quest. Is it a trial? No, it's not a trial. What's this? It's only got, yeah, Gift of Happy, 13 more turns. All this is being tracked. What do we got? Ruling First Chiefs. Oh, look, we get a global growth bonus for First Chiefs. Does it say up here? Oh, prologue. Is that our prologue bonus? Seems about right. What is this? The arid period. Oh, it offsets our First Chief bonus. All right, so we broke even there. Population of Egypt grows slower. Climate is cold and arid. Look, these deers or antelopes or whatever they are, not happy about it. Gazelles. Worker limit reached. Look, we can't make more workers. Oh, shoot. Oh, no, that's right. Wait. Did we win over the savages? Yes, we did. Okay. Yeah, we have that. Oh, yeah, look, we got 2 workers. All right, so that means one of the things we now need to do, you get off of there, come over here. Now we're going to start using these hammers. We have 18.7 of them. If we want to build housing, which we do, we have to spend 2 turns burning 4 hammers per turn. There's going to be an upkeep cost. And, oh, we're going to remove the fertile glade. I guess we want to harvest that first, right? Now, we can't build our housing here because of these cabbages. They're thickets. All right, so we can do that. That's fine. Let's let it. All right, so we're going to set up housing. We now can do a technology. And you'll note the technology isn't strictly, hey, you have to unlock this. Like, we haven't unlocked either of these 2, but we could still jump ahead to these. That's not always the case. It's not super clear when that is and isn't the case. It'll list the prerequisites. But anyway, we have several options here. Do we want to go ahead and get cats for growth, makeup for culture, or for culture, which is technology. Local cults. Unlocks cemetery and new cults. Cults are where you spend your favor. Public works, we can clear out those cabbages, or a primitive army. I'm going to go ahead and take the primitive army because I can tell you, it's a jungle out there. There are a lot of people who want to do us harm. Let's discover primitive armies. Let's read about them. There they are. They're stabbing this hay. Primitive armies train against hay. Egypt's rulers started to create military units for internecine skirmishes. We might experience some internecine skirmishes. So skirmishes against our siblings. Once again, no Oxford comma in ancient Egypt. Bows, spears, boomerangs, and maces. Those are 3 discrete things. Bows are one thing, spears are one thing, and then boomerangs and maces are another thing. Wait a minute, boomerangs? That's Australian. No. You know what? I need a hyperlink here to click on this and investigate further. Boomerangs in ancient Egypt? Someone go to Wikipedia and see if that's fake news. Is that an alternate history? Chappers, don't go see Solo. Nobody needs to see Solo. Who in this live stream has seen Solo more than once? Who's seen it the most times? Oh, Chris Markinson saw it twice. How about that? All right, we have 2 workers to place. We cannot... Now, check this out, by the way. Look at our army. Our army is growing. Once we clear out these berries, we're going to make some housing. This food will accumulate even though we can't hire more workers. When we hit 12, we can. Oh, and we can now worship a cult. So, see here, blessing active. So there's no point worshiping Seth again. Once we research the next one of those next texts, it'll unlock a couple of these gods. Yeah, local cult development. Then we'll get, oh, we get Ptah, Sekar, Bastet, Neith. Neith is Keith's sister. I just made that up. And then eventually Seshat, Hathor. That sounds like some 12-year-old's D&D character's name. Ra, heard of him. Thoth, also heard of him. Osiris, also heard of her or him. Is that a dude? Looks like she has, or he has a beard, so probably a dude. All right, so let's go. Now we can save this favor, by the way. There's nothing saying if you don't spend your favor, you're going to waste it. You can accumulate it. But let's go ahead and worship the culture and battle growth guy. So Horus, we worship you, Horus. And now we're building up our army and our culture, which is technology, even faster. All right, we got to put these 2 guys to work somewhere. Let's just start exploring. We've got some longer-term exploration to do. Come on down here. Along. Oh, you know what? Let's get the river going. Well, we've got the blessing for another 13 turns. Because 2.1 is a really good return for your worker. All right, here we go. Hazy Silhouette says that Thoth's name is pronounced Tote. No, Hazy Silhouette, there are H's in there. They wouldn't just put an H in there for no reason. It's obviously Thoth. Like Azathoth, right? I guess next you're going to tell me Azathoth's name is Azatote. Makes no sense. And 1.8 is no 2.1, but this does not have a school of fish swimming around in it. All right, here we go. Heavy on the food income, heavy-ish. We are losing our luxuries. All right, we're okay. Nobody panic yet. Oh, look what we can do. If we spend luxuries... No, if we spend food, we get luxuries. Oh, you know, I think all the... Okay, that's what keeps us from an economic dead end, where we can't hire any workers because we don't have any luxuries. Seth will provide for us. I think... Do all the gods have that? In which case, what does it matter? I guess this is the unique one for all the gods. Although, I played Ptah before, and I don't remember if she had this here. I think she had something... Well, I don't know. It seems like this is a way to... Obviously, this is the way to keep you from the economic dead end of being unable to hire workers. I guess you could always disband them. All right, at any rate, ending turn. We had a tutorial on spoilage that we missed. We've met the Papyrus people. So here's where the internecine warfare shows up. Let's see. Hades Silhouette. They're not boomerangs. They're Nubians throwing your sticks back at you. Chris Markinson, King Tutankhamun, a famous pharaoh who died over 3,000 years ago, owned a collection of boomerangs of both the straight and returning variety. Wait a minute. If it's a straight variety, it's a stick that you throw. How is a boomerang not a boomerang if it doesn't fly back at you? Huh. Yeah, Patrick Mullins says straight boomerangs are sticks. That's hilarious. But alright, so take that, Australia. Yeah, you big shots thought you invented the boomerang. Nope. You copied it from ancient Egypt, from Tutankhamun. Alright, so here's our internecine warfare. These people are trusting and friendly, so look. We're like, hey, give me some skin, bro, and they don't understand high fives yet. We are holding out our palm for a high five, and they're like, actually, it's not a high five, it's a low five. What do you call that? What do you call a high five that's held horizontally? Anyway, that's what we're trying to do. Oh, actually, we might be these guys. These guys look better equipped. They've got way better gear. All right, so let's examine the Papyrus people. Look here, way over here. The Papyrus people. There's their icon. How's it different from that icon? You can't have the same icon as Happy. Here's some hills. Here it's their ancestral land. It's basically like in Europa Universalis, where they have a claim on it. What else can we do? Yeah, we can't do anything, but if we send, we can also create a new worker. However, if we go above this limit, we take a huge negative penalty to all of our incomes. So until we get some housing going, we're not going to go above the limit. Look what we could do. Let's see. You come out. You come out of the river. Look, we can send emissaries. Basically, they're searching the Papyrus people. Now we have these options. Look at all these. Here we can examine them. More information about them. They have 12 troops, but they're not getting the troop income going. We've got 8. Eventually we could fight them if we wanted, but they're friendly. So our options when they're friendly, we can improve relations, which is just basically giving them luxuries. We don't have enough to do that right now. Or we can trade with them. Look what trade does. It gives us a positive luxury bonus, and it very slowly improves relationships. We can also set up a raid or subjugate them, try to conquer them. What is this? Cast a Curse of Seth. I didn't know you could do that. Development. Is it the same as this? No. Because I don't know that Ptah put anything there when I played before. So once we get our relationships high enough, we can then, or low enough, in the case of this might be. 18 cents. Oh, right. If we had a technology, we could try to conquer them with that. Eventually we can assimilate them, patronize them. Cast a Curse of Seth. Development of their people is severely stopped. Inflict horrible corruption. Man, that's mean. Alright, well, they're friendly with us. Let's go ahead and just avail ourselves of a bonus income. They're not going to attack us anytime soon, so we're sending an emissary there to be friendly with them. Once we have cleared this out, we're going to build housing and then hire more workers. There you go. We've cleared that out. Oh, look at these hungry, hungry hippos. They're very angry. And crocodiles. In this neighboring areas, 13% chance every turn that they're going to eat one of our workers. Plus these hippos, 28% chance. These guys are jerks. What's going on for 10 turns? Oh, right, 10 more turns, the river bonus. All right, that end of the river, not good news. Now, adjacency, I'm not clear. Is this... These aren't adjacent, right? Does this game have hexes or tiles? Man, I don't know. I don't want these hippos and crocodiles to eat this dude. All right, this dude's going to go ahead and build some housing. It's going to take 2 turns. You'll notice we have a negative, quite the drain on our hammers, but we have plenty of hammers stored up. And then this worker is... I guess let's fight these guys, right? All right, so every turn we have a 30% chance to slaughter the hippos. We'll get hammers for it. We got to take these guys out. We can't have hostile hippos and crocodiles on our borders. All right, end turn. Oh, no, yeah, we can't hire a worker yet because we don't have room. End turn. In one more turn, we'll have enough room. And then, how's this hunting going? Keep at it, buddy. End turn. And Seth stopped another negative event. Thank you, Seth. Appreciate that. Now you'll notice his shield is gone. We're now vulnerable to negative events. Until we get enough favor to worship Seth again, that's going to take us 11 favors. And this is you guys saw my earlier saved game. The course of this game is just like lovely artwork splashed all over this area. Eventually we're going to have like agriculture and cities and temples and whatnot. All right, well, the person who's working here, this is not a great place to work unless we need hammers, which we're not super concerned about. We're still very much a rural agrarian society. So let's come down here while the blessing of happy is still going and do some more fishing. We're going to hire a worker. When we get to 12.5, we'll be able to get another one. We're enjoying a little population boom. Let's check some technology. All right, do we want our culture improved, our growth improved? We're probably going with cats. Or we can do this to get rid of the swamps. We don't really need that right now. Cemeteries, that's a new building we can build only in certain areas. We'll unlock new cults, and we'll get a growth to our favor. We're going to go with cats. There you go. We just discovered cats. Look at that cat eating that bird. That cat wants that cat's bird. So this stream is now cat enabled. Cat enhanced. And we have one more worker and no more river area. Dude, hurry. Oh, look, we killed the hippos. Did we get a message? Yes. All hippos were slaughtered. Take that, hippos. Now let's slaughter these alligators. Crocodiles, excuse me. And then we have one more worker. We can't clear these cabbages yet. We got someone. Let's go ahead and investigate this little area here. Probably some more floodplain. All right, end turn. Fredui says, unlock the one with the cats. More hippos. Ooh, and also with it, wildfowl. They're aggressive. That's just if we want to worship them. It takes a while to build up relationships. Otherwise, these hippos can eat us. You finish hunting there. All right, okay, we can add another worker. Let's do that. So we've now got 2 workers to place. Maybe I should have gone for... No. I was going to say, maybe I should have gone for the cabbage clearing. Oh, I don't know. What does this wildfowl do? Oh, growth bonus. Let's start hunting the hippos. Alright, we've got enough favor to worship a cult if we want. Crocodiles slaughtered. Hippos slaughtered. So sad. But, look, we're getting free food now. Alright, what's going on here? Alright, so these guys, we could wipe them out for free food. We could start worshiping them. Now, you'll note if we worship them, we're not making the food. We're getting a small favor bonus, and eventually, once our worship gets to 100%, we can... What does happen once it gets to 100%? Production of other resources. Let's see. Hold on. Required relationships 100%. Why are we getting... Oh, I guess while we're worshiping them, I see. So for a while, I like what's going on here. So for a while, until our relationships max out, we're getting 0.5 favor every turn. Eventually it hits 100%, and then this won't be an option anymore, but this will be an option. And then we can get... Is that expense one time? It's got to be, because it doesn't say every turn. Then I guess we just pay food, and this place gives us this favor in addition to this. All right, so here, this is the plan. Well, they're so aggressive. If it was closer to friendly, I would do this. So you get to 100% with them, you then domesticate them, and it becomes a permanent bonus on this tile along with whatever else you're harvesting. You just have to spend time worshiping them. But for now, let's not worship these guys. Let's just do this for the food. Right there. And do we want to plant... Oh, yeah, let's get some grain farms going. Actually, will the grain farms destroy the wildfowl? Birds are not domesticated and will move out of the area. Oh. Well, I feel we can't really dedicate... you know what? Let's cultivate. Let's start setting up... So let's see. That's 69, 3. That's 23 turns. That's a lot. All right, fine. Stupid birds. Fine, we're going to worship some wildfowl. We're now worshipping ducks. Oh my god, they're talking about sports on YouTube. Some kind of soccer thing. Okay, what cult do we want to worship? You know what, let's go ahead and leave the negative events to happen. And instead go with... Plus 20% is nice. Let's go with this. Alright, make sure we clicked correctly. Now you'll note when I mouse out, it doesn't tell me who I've selected, which is another reason that it can be tricky. Look there, I have no way of knowing that Horus is selected. I now have no way of knowing that I accidentally clicked on Seth. Do I? Is anything lit up? No. Yeah, I don't, it's weird oversight. I don't know what the problem is there. I don't know if you guys are talking about Ultima, but Left Empty says the map is kind of... So yeah, so here's the extent of the map. Bloop. It's not crazy large. I mean, it's big enough. And the Nile's going to come on down here. I think the actual geography might... Yeah, obviously. I think it's fixed every time, but what's in every tile or hex, I believe, is varied. Because I think there were a bunch of cabbages along here that kept me from setting up farms in my first game. Cabbages being these thickets. And eventually, once we get to this overworld map, obviously the geography is the same, but the incidentals vary. And like I said, you can discover America. If you're really good at this game, ancient Egypt can discover America. Another worker. I guess when they're idle, they just hang out playing drums. Bunch of beatniks. Alright, the reason that our hammer income is depleting is because we are building these farms here. No, wait. Where are we building something? I thought we were building something. Oh, building upkeep and spoilage. What is spoilage? You know what? Now I want that tutorial icon back for spoilage. Where's help? Shoot, there's no help. Alright, well, let's spend some hammers. We obviously have way too many of them. You, dude... I see. Alright, you know what? Go ahead and worship your stupid antelopes. And what is the fertile land? So if we... Oh, man. I mean, I guess we need to do that to really lay a foundation later on for a good income for various resources. You'll note, by the way, where we built the housing, we don't need to have anyone working there. You don't need to put a workforce in your cities. Just build the city. We don't have public works yet for that. Do we? No, yeah, we don't have public works. I would have remembered researching that. Oh, well, there's nowhere else where we can really harvest any good resources. So, let's... Oh, right here. Get rid of the hippos. Let's see, what if we worship the hippos? They also just give us favor, right? We have domesticated hippos. Wow, a lot of favor for domesticating hippos. It's already pretty good. Let's do this. You know what? We're just worshiping a bunch of animals right now. We're like, hey, animals, we love you. Eventually, we're going to build grain and flax fields around you once we domesticate you. What's this here? Oh, the Blessing of Horus. Look, I love the information you're giving here. All right, here we go. Alex Chapman, I guess it must be a British thing, misspells the name of the series Barry with Bill Hader. Alex Chapman is B-A-R-R-Y. Barry is a really good 7-episode series. If you think of it as an 8-episode series, I'm not that crazy about it. I hate so hard the last episode of Barry. What do we want? I guess we should go ahead and get makeup going. Get our little science bonus where it should be. We were falling behind the science power curve. All right. Alex Chapman says, Tom, you should watch Barry, B-A-R-R-I-E, on HBO. Oh, is that a different show from B-A-R-R-Y? League of Kittens says, what WTF is that little picture beating off? Harry Moe says, what's up, dude? He wants me to F the hippos. League of Kittens gave me a pyramid, an animated pyramid. Thank you very much, Mr. Kittens. And it looks like he gave me like a Howard Stern icon. Is that a Howard Stern icon? I'm not entirely sure who that... It could be a Frank Zappa icon. Alex Chapman, you hate where the story goes? Barry. No, I hate where it ends up. I hate the little coda they put on it. For a couple of reasons. I feel it's redundant. I feel it betrays the tone of the previous 7 episodes. And I feel like it betrays the character development. And I can't get much more specific without spoilers. So, again, Barry, a 7-episode series that's very good. Building collapse. So see what happens when we don't waste favor on Seth? Building collapse 1, we got a guy killed. A massive flood has stricken our region. One of Atum's punishments for our sins and missteps. You know what? Ancient Egyptians, don't blame yourselves for natural disasters. They just happen. It's not your fault. The Demiurge, the heck is that, decided to wipe us off the face of the earth, returning it to the depths of primordial ocean Nu. What is Nu on the periodic table of elements? There's got to be something, right? To be created anew. Alright, so we lost a building. Where did that happen? Oh, no, it killed the worker that was our emissary to the papyrus people. Wait, overpopulation? We lost our housing? No, we didn't. Yes, we did. Look, it's broken. Oh, so rude. Now check this out. Where can I show you the cost for overpopulation? There, look at that. We're making 5 less food for overpopulation. So basically, these 2 extra guys that we had are going to starve to death if we don't do something about housing quickly. Shoot a monkey. Well, all right, we're going to have to stop worshiping one of these dumb animals. Which ones do we care least about? I don't know. Stupid hippos. All right, how do we repair this? Let's see. Collapsed housing. We should rebuild or demolish the buildings. If we click on it, repair 2 turns. All right, so for 2 turns, we are going to last... Oh, we're going to bottom out our luxuries. So can we do that? We don't have the food to do this. Dagnabbit. All right, we're going to find out what happens when you can't pay your luxury income. Yeah, people are going to be upset because they're going to want luxuries that we can't give them. Let's find out what goes on there. Oh, so let's see. You guys are asking about Alchemist 00. Their element name. There's no element named Nu, he says. But the best he can give me is nucleophile. Is often abbreviated Nu. Okay, thank you, Alchemist. A very appropriate comment from someone named Alchemist. Thank you so much. Let's see. What do you got? What's tanking? Oh, Solo's tanking. Yeah, no, Solo is not doing well. Lord Kosk, what's the new show with the floating blue CGI thinger and the balding guy? I have no idea what that's about. Richard Holt, I didn't... Okay, oh god, Last Jedi. All right, you guys. Sounds like some of you guys might not have hated Last Jedi. Well, interesting. Fred Uwe, why is Alex Chapman recommending American shows instead of superior British shows like Fleabag? Fleabag and Barry aren't really in the same boat, though. You can watch both. Alex Chapman persists in misspelling Barry. Oh, wait a minute. Alex Chapman, that's not true. Barrie was an English series, and Barry, Barry, with Bill Hader was based on it. That cannot be true. Alex Chapman, if you're trolling me, man, did you just succeed. I'm going to go look this up. Barry, British series. No. Wait. Oh, did he just troll me? Barry, TV series. I think he trolled me. Oh my gosh. There's nothing here. Oh, I'm so angry. No, I'm scrolling down. Wait, what did it say? Development? No. Wait, I'm continuing to scroll. Oh my god! Oh, Alex Chapman. Someone kick him from the chat channel. I believed him. Oh, I'm so angry. He got me. He totally got me. Alright, Alex Chapman, you win this round. I briefly believed you. Because I didn't remember anything about that. Because it's Alec Berg and Bill Hader did it together. And Alec Berg is a guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld. He worked on Silicon Valley. I don't remember anything in the credits about based on a series by blah blah blah. Some dude with a British name. Oh, I still got trolled. Because he kept spelling it wrong, even after I corrected him. I was like, what's up with that? Oh. I gotta now devise some way to get Alex Chapman back. Alright, here we go. Let's rebuild our housing. Brief setback because we didn't... Oh, we could worship someone. I'm going back to this thing. We're gonna worship Seth. Prevent other things like that. We don't want our buildings falling into the ocean of new. Alchemist has to confess that he's actually a chemist. Alchemist, you're kind of outing yourself with your username. Alright, our housing is rebuilt. Yay. Oh, I cannot believe Alex Chapman got me there. Made me look up whether or not Barry was a remake of a British series. Oh! What a jerk, that guy. Why would I have believed that? There's no reason for me to have believed that. I've seen all 8 episodes. I've watched the credits. I looked up who worked on it. I would have known that. That Chapman guy, I can't believe him. All right, here we are, worshiping animals. Okay, let's see what happens. Wait, why is this negative? All right, we're gonna have to. Oh yeah, consumption technologies because we don't have workshops. All right, we need to research public works, clear out these cabbages, and build workshops. Maybe we should take someone off fishing. No, I like our food income. What do we need now? 13. That is actually pretty low because we're eating all of it. Spoilage. Why is there spoilage? All right, well, at least it's just 1/10 of a food. All right, we've assimilated. We still have 271 of these guys to assimilate. When we do it, we're going to get a one-time bonus of 50 culture, which is really technology. All right, when can we buy a new tech? Oh, right now. Let's get that public works going. So now we can clear out the cabbages. Who wants work clearing out cabbages? Oh, shoot. I was hunting instead of worshiping the stupid antelopes. When did that happen? Go back to worshiping. There we go. All right, we're worshiping animals all along here so that we can lay groundwork for super lucrative fields for grain or flax with favor. We're going to have domesticated wildfowl, hippos, and antelopes. And more antelopes. We're going to have so many domesticated creatures here. We love animals. So I don't see any negative here. I guess I just can't... Oh, right, I can't hire a new dude until I get some of these. But I can always do this. Just burn 10 food with favor, and Seth will give me riches. So that's the lesson about religion in this game. Is, hey, if you really need luxuries, just ask God. Well, specifically Seth. You have to ask Seth. That berry thing. I cannot believe I fell for that. If anybody has any good ideas for how to get Alex Chapman back. Frequent rains have drenched the savannah, and it has bloomed. Water has given life to the earth, earth to plants, and plants to animals. See, they're like, yeah, Oxford comma. Although that's actually not quite, because each of these is like a phrase and not a noun. Look at all these gazelles running around in the frequent rains. And there's birds and fruit and peacocks. Are these peacocks? No, they're some kind of flowers. All right, so for 5 turns plus 10% food. Joint ritual. What time of day is the joint ritual? 4:20 p.m. I have a pretty high opinion of joint rituals. Our chief wants to receive support from the gods of the Papyrus tribe and reinforce our bonds with them. He asks the gods whether they approve of a joint ritual with foreign gods. Chance for divine approval. All right, so here's like a random event. 66% chance of succeeding. If we succeed, huge relationship bonus with these guys. And look at this, plus 26 clans assimilated. We've got 269 of them yet to go. Yet to go. Now, if we fail, it's a 1 in 3 chance, we lose relations and a bunch of clans break free. What does this remain? I guess we have 3 turns to decide. Look at this. I can close. Look at the rain. It's actually raining. Ooh, pretty. So I've got 3 turns to decide this. And also, I can close it and then check things. Like, oh, what are our relationships with these guys? Anyway. 84. Oh, plus 16. I think it's just to say, hey, we're going to max you out at 100. Yeah. Now, so we can approve or reject it. Reject just means we don't want to take a chance of it. Approve is like, yeah, go for the die roll. What does examine do? Oh, it shows us to them. Look at this prey. If we spend 2 favor, and we've got 12 of them, and we're rocking 3.7 every turn, we get a plus 10% chance. Let's do that. Oh, we can keep adding. 86 is basically a 100% chance, right? If you have an 86% chance to do something and it doesn't happen, you need to send the game back to Q&A and work out those bugs. So we're going to go with this 86% chance, and in 3 turns it fires off. All right. So we could get Alex Chapman back by letting ICE know that he's a foreigner. Get him deported back to the UK. No, we need Alex Chapman here in the US with a solid internet connection, because even though he trolled me that one time, he still makes solid recommendations. And plus, in order for me to get him back, I need him here in the US. It's easier to get revenge on someone and play a prank on them when they're domestic rather than foreign. Plus, that's so Trumpian, too. I don't think I could bring myself to do that. I do appreciate the recommendation, Chris Markinson. Because, boy, that would get him back. I just can't see myself sitting on the phone with ICE. It just makes my skin crawl. All right, let's see. We can do a cult thing. This is already active, so do we want growth? We're actually going to take this. At a certain point, you'll see, oh, man, you're doing great with armies. Right now, we don't care, but we want to, like, you might think early on, forget armies. But then you'll meet somebody who's hostile, and you'll be thinking, man, I wished I didn't forget armies. Hey, what's going on here? Shoot, we're going to have to stop worshiping animals soon. What is that at great expense? Spoilage consumption. Oh, the rain stopped. Wait, no, they didn't. Why are we at negative? This is terrible. All right. Our people don't have luxuries. They're probably bummed. Actually, they don't care. We just can't make new people. Abydos, a necropolis for rulers. What is that? Abydos has become the most important necropolis for rulers of Upper Egypt. Its land is now sacred. The shortest way to the land of the dead starts right here, and the god Wepwawet himself, Wepwawet himself, that god, he will keep those who have passed on from getting lost in the darkness of the underworld. A little historical tip. These guys are worshipping Wepwawet himself. I'm not sure it has any gameplay effect, but just, you know, it's a little historical flavor, a little bit more historical specificity. Now, real quick lesson in geography. Upper Nile is not at the top of the map. It's not to the north. That's the lower Nile. The source of a river is its upper end, and where the river flows into the sea is its lower end. We're down here at the lower Nile. I guess it's a spoiler because I've previously explored the map. The Nile Delta is here. Are we on it? I think we're not quite on it. And then the upper Nile is way up here. And I'm only telling you guys that because I kept getting confused about it myself. Wait. I had an 86% chance to succeed. Look at our relations now. Oh, wait. I thought I was going to do minus 16%. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to click accept. Dagnabbit. Can we save scum here? Shoot, it's 3 turns ago. Actually, we can save scum. I thought the Iron Man thing stopped us from doing that. What are these? I guess it's just showing what we get because of Seth. Alright, well, you know what? That's an interface issue on my part. Dagnabbit, why didn't you guys remind me? Couldn't read the stupid screen correctly. Alright, let's get a technology and then go do a drawing for Request Wednesday. We can only get local cult development. It'll give us a favor. We can build cemeteries. We can't do these yet because we don't have enough for that. And then these 2 are locked behind local cult development. We're going to have to do that sooner or later. I'm so bummed. I even wasted favor improving my chances of success. Dadgummit. Left Empty, when is Cultist Sim out? Left Empty the 31st, which is Tuesday? No, tomorrow's Tuesday. Thursday? Whatever. 3 days from now. Someone else do the math. We discovered local cult development. Oh, look, here. New gods we can worship. See, because if you look in here, look, we've lit these up. Again, complete with the overlapping. If we click on, so Seeker, I don't know. This person here who gives us favor growth, the bird head. If we're like, no, I want to worship Bast. Oh, excuse me, Bastet. And we go to click on Bastet, but we accidentally click on Seker's, I don't know, what is that? A thresh? Then, oops, we accidentally worshipped Seker. Don't you hate it when that happens? Hey, quit touching his butt. Horus, you leave Ptah's butt alone. That's uncool. So we have new options now to spend favor. So you can see how this game works and how it goes. Kind of a lot of clicking around. It's very historically specific. Eventually you open up this overworld map, which is kind of a whole new layer of gameplay. And part of why this happens, I think this happens when you explore your entire city map. And once you've done that, the idea is that once you've filled up all the good spaces on your city map, your additional population unlocks trade and goes out to explore the wider world, cultivates relationships with tribes on the overworld map. The way you discover the Americas is you send a worker out into the Mediterranean, and that worker progressively discovers Crete, and then Malta, and then Italy, and then Gaul, and then the UK, and then Greenland, and then the Americas. It's basically if you park a worker as an explorer for long enough, and if you allow enough time in the 300 turn limit of the game, then hey, ancient Egypt discovered the United States. The United States, listen to me. Ancient Egypt discovered America. What do you know? All right, let's go to Request Wednesday. While the birds chirp. Here are the games that have been nominated. Here is randomresult.com. Let's go take a look at what we've got. All right. That's not a real vote. Who did that? Sarah P., please. All right, Ancestors Legacy, which is basically, it's Company of Heroes, but with Vikings. It's that same level of gameplay, that same type of move squads around and equip them with stuff and, you know, all that sort of thing. It's okay. I mean, I didn't see that much of it. Judgment Apocalypse, yay. I like that. Love to spend more time with it. The Quiet Sleep. Don't know what that is. Quiet Sleep. Sounds like an adventure game. It's really boring. Hob, it's a Zelda-like. Raft, early access. Otherwise, I'm super intrigued by it. You're on a raft and a shark fights you. Detroit Become Human. Don't know what that is. Backup vote, God of War. I don't have God of War 4 anymore. My friend bought a PS4, and she took her copy of God of War 4 back. So it is no longer in my house. Boring war game that nobody will want to watch. Put that in 1-point type. Hey, wait, that didn't work. I really think 1-point type should be smaller than that. TIE Fighter. We'll see how that works with a gamepad, because I sure don't have a joystick hooked up to my my computer. Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter. This is a vote from Duck Helmet, so therefore I know that Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter is a fighting game, like Street Fighter. Gollum Gates, Richard Fogey. I have it installed. Haven't really looked at it. Ion Maiden. Don't understand the appeal of that. I mean, I guess it's that old school Duke Nukem stuff, but I'd much rather play something like, oh, what's that crazy procedurally generated thing that I streamed one day? I have to go look at the name of it. It's called something like, oh shoot, what was that thing called? I have to go down the list. Did I uninstall it? I can't have uninstalled it. Dungeon, nope. I mean, it was such a tiny install, there's no way I would have uninstalled it. I don't remember what that was called. I guess I uninstalled it. Why would I have done that? Maybe to stop myself from playing it. There's another one that's a an homage to, like, Hexen. It's like a fantasy one. Which, Ion Maiden is more science fiction, right? Tower of Time. So, I booted up Pillars of Eternity. And within 5 minutes was keenly aware that I should probably have played Pillars of Eternity 1 first, if I cared at all about the story. And I imagine the story is a lot of what drives Pillars of Eternity. So Tower of Time doesn't have that prerequisite. You don't have to have played a previous Tower of Time. Umag Unlimited, Left Empty's inventing game names. That can't be a real thing. Super multitasking, so is Corky. Obviously can't be real game names. But let's see what gets drawn. All right, here we go to randomresult.com. We're going to generate a number between 1 and 14. On Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, I will be live streaming. Let's make sure it's distinct. I will be live streaming Ion Maiden. Not Iron Maiden. Ion Maiden. Which is kind of a Duke Nukem-y shooter. I think I played the first level on too hard of a difficult. Like, I played the first level and ended up looking around for health kits, and I got to a certain point where I can't get past this unless I get more health kits. But we'll look at that on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So congratulations, Rocket Monkey. The random gods favored you today. Well, I should say Wednesday they favored you. Alright, so this has been Egypt Old Kingdom. I could keep playing, but what's the point? Because I don't know. I don't have a score to beat anymore. And even if I get a good score, it's not going to remember that. Left Empty, shortest request Wednesday ever. Ion Maiden? No, please. I think there's some games I've played. Left Empty, the game will last 15 minutes. Why do you say 15 minutes? It's longer than that, right? It is early. Is it early access? Maybe. Or is it one of those things where they only have made one level? Maybe that's why I stopped playing it, because I got to the end. Ion Maiden. Oh, God, yeah, early access. Let's see, what's the deal here? Lots of good feedback. Okay. Early access. It'll be in early access for 6 months, they say. and it came out, what was that, about 3 months ago? Exactly 3 months ago. The full version is different. The full version will include a completely new several-hour-long campaign. What? So what's this nonsense? Just like, what's the current state of early access? The current early access version includes a short, quote, preview campaign, end quote, which is a polished experience and can be fully played from beginning to end. When the full campaign is ready and the game leaves early access, all players will receive the campaign as an update. So it's like a fake game. It's not even the actual game. It's a fake, quote, preview campaign. Well, we'll look at that on Wednesday. Left Empty says it's basically a single-level demo, unless they updated it. Huh. All right. Left Empty says the first time could last about an hour, but you may clear it in a few minutes if you're really good at the game. Left Empty points out that I usually am. Well, we'll see on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching Egypt Old Kingdom from Claris Victoria. They do lots of these kinds of games. This is the most recent one, and I'm going to rage uninstall it because it doesn't do anything. Once you get a high score, it just erases it. I have no way of remembering what my high score was. Why bother giving me a score if you're not going to remember it for me? Am I supposed to write it down on a piece of paper? But otherwise, I really enjoy. This is a very kind of relaxing strategy game with some really enjoyable historical specificity. I love all of the artwork. I love these animated icons. I love all of these details that it gives you. I enjoy working my way all up along this sort of very narrow tech tree. I like the random events, the resource management. Once you get the larger map in here, there's some pretty cool stuff. I love the different cults and stuff. Even though I wish they wouldn't be touching each other like that. Stop that. That's such a stupid interface mistake. Either separate the gods or, you know, they should keep their hands to themselves. Stupid gods. All right, Wednesday, Ion Maiden, 6 p.m. Pacific. I will see you guys then. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. Stuff I write is at quarter-to-3.com. I'm on Patreon.com I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/TomChick. And if you support me for $10 or more in the next couple of days, you can get in on the drawing for the review request and counter recommendation video. Quick update, I will not be streaming, let's see, starting next, well, for June, I'm going to be missing for some stretches of time for some family issues, so I'll give you guys more specific dates on that next week. But I will see you guys on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific for Ion Maiden, and I'll talk to you then. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. I should have said that at the beginning of the stream, and we'll talk to you guys Wednesday. Cheers.